Hey guys, what's going on? SG Leo here. In today's video, we're going to be going over everything you need to know about your stronghold in Lost Ark. Let's get into it. Okay guys, so you're going to be getting your stronghold about around level 25 in game. You actually have to come here. And the way you actually get here, and I know a few people have had this question, which is, once you leave, how do you get back? So, there's a few ways you can do this. So, for instance, you can press F2 on your keyboard, and that'll bring up all of your sheet music, and you're going to want to play the Song of Hearth and Home. All you have to do is click on it and play, or you can go into your adventurer, open up your sheet music if you don't want to press F2. It's still going to be there. And lastly, what I personally have done is actually when you have your hotkeys up here, which I will show you after we leave the stronghold, you can actually bring it into one of your hotkeys. Which I do. I have it on my number 9 key. So you can do that as well. So once you are here, though, you're going to be greeted with this menu here. First thing that you're going to want to click on is management. So you can either click on it here, like so, or you can do Control +1. All right, it's not C +1, it's Control +1. So once you open this up, you're going to see these tabs up here. Now, each one of these tabs serves its own purpose, and so we're going to try to break each one down, and we will hopefully make this as simple as possible. So let's start out with the lab. So your lab, much like every other lab in every other game, if you've played anything like Clash of Clans or any, mobile game whatsoever that requires actual time out of your day, your lab is the same thing. You're going to be able to go into here and research all of this information and it's going to give you like a lot of time. So like this one's going to take 3 hours and 34 minutes, 53 minutes, 53 minutes, 53 minutes, 7 hours, and so on, right? Everyone's going to have its own individual timer, and down here it's going to tell you what you need. So you are going to be needing to use your trade skills to get iron ore and timber. Eventually, as you get higher and higher up into the researching trees, you're going to have to get more rare type loot, so you're going to have to really be grinding out some of these trade skills here. Now there's a couple ways you can go about this, and personally the way I like to go about this is I will research something. So say I was going to be on for 8 hours, and I knew that I was going to be on for 8 hours, so say noon to 8 p.m. I would try to get done as much as possible in those 8 hours. So for instance, this one's going to take 53 minutes. I would try to get all of these 4 done, right? So that's 4 hours, just under 4 hours done. And then I would look through and try to decide what else I can do. So as you can see, a lot of these are also really short. So I'd try to get all those done. And once my day is done, once I'm done playing Lost Ark for the day, I'll come back here, right, for the last time, and I'll go, okay, I'm not going to sit here for another 40 minutes. It's 7:55. So I'm not going to do one of those. I'm going to find one that's going to take 7, 8, 10, 12, some even take up to 24 hours to research. I'm going to have those going, so next time I come on in those next 8 hours, 4 hours, 7 hours, whatever, it'll be done and I can do the same process again. That's how you want to do it if you want to get this done as quickly as possible. Otherwise, you can just spam research. It doesn't really matter in that sense. It's an MMORPG. Play it how you want. If you're not super into it like that, where you're trying to speed through it, then just go from the top down or bottom up, or just click one and press research. So pretty straightforward there. Nothing crazy. Just make sure to check what you need, and yeah, pretty easy. You can also just open this up. It'll tell you what else you can complete, so, or what else is coming up, so just keep that in mind. All right, next we're gonna move on to our workshop. Our workshop is also pretty basic. I see a lot of videos about this and they go way too in depth. It's very simple. Okay, you can click on View Craftables here, and you're going to see here it shows you that you can't craft these, right? This is everything you can craft. I personally like to have this checked off so I can kind of see, okay, I'm going to want this later. What am I going to need? Blah, blah. I like to plan ahead. That's just how I do it. So right now we're in battle items. It doesn't tell you that right away, but right now we're in battle items. So keep that in mind. This isn't everything. You can actually go to all these tabs. So here's cooking. I don't have anything researched. Here's your structures. Structures are basically things that you can use to place around your stronghold. Some of them, like these here, can actually be placed in your mansion. And basically it gives you like a small buff, right? Like this one here, if you see it says research action energy consumption minus 1%. So research energy is this down here, your action energy. As you can see, the maximum I can have right now is 15,870. And as you can see, every time you do something, it's going to take away some energy. So keep that in mind. Another thing you want to keep in mind when it comes to researching these like major landmarks, kind of like this, is it is going to cost gold. Okay, not everything, but you are going to want to watch for that because you can blow through your gold really quick, especially early on when you don't have a ton of it. So keep that in mind. Then we have our tools here, obviously. Specials, which are just kind of fusion materials here. Those are for quite a bit later in the game. You can get some cool archaeological site maps. And then for your farm, which is for things like simple chests that you can just kind of use to get certain unlockables that you're particularly looking for. But yeah, that is basically your workshop. You unlock more, like you can unlock more than one craftable item. As you can see, I need to be at workshop level 5 before I can craft 3 things at a time. But yeah, pretty straightforward. I think people over exaggerate the workshop a little much. But now let's move on to what I consider the most important part, is the station. So as you can see down here, right down in the bottom left here next to my pretty face here, we have our Stronghold level. As you can see, I'm currently level 6, and this is the best way to passively increase your Stronghold level. What I mean by that is these missions don't take very long. So as you can see, I just finished this mission. I got 1,040 XP, I got 4 pirate tokens, and I got 45 victory seals. Now, what do these seals do? They are used to trade with the merchants that come to your island, which we will get to here in a second. So, for instance, if you know there's a specific merchant that sells a specific item that takes adventurer seals, you might want to farm those, right? Now, personally, the easiest way to go about this is find one that is going to give you what you want, or find one that you personally are like, oh wow, that'll give me a lot of seals. That's kind of what I go for. And then click auto formation. Crew formation is really, really simple. Seriously, just click auto formation. I don't know why people try to make in-depth videos on how to select your crew. The videos end up being 45 minutes long, and 30 minutes of it is all spent on this crew formation. Just click auto formation. It'll give you the best sailor or crew possible. So just do that. Seriously, don't overcomplicate things. As you get further in the game, you'll get better crew members, and you'll be able to do most missions with the highest probability of success. Now, what I mean by success is, so you'll see here, they're only adding a certain percentage to the completion of the mission. Now, you're never going to actually fail a mission, right? You cannot fail a mission. You will just get less of these expected rewards, right? So say the most you could get pirate coin wise was 100, right? But you don't get the 100% completion or whatever. Then you only might get 50 or 60 or 5 or 10, right? It completely varies, right? But the one thing is for sure, you're going to minimally get the 45 seals, right? That's why it says 45 plus, not 45 or less, right? So again, best way to do this is simply auto formation, mission start. Okay. Now the thing you want to keep an eye on though is your ships here, right, will eventually deteriorate too much. You're gonna have to either repair them or build more ships. Now there are different types of ships, right? So they'll have little icons here, and it'll tell you like what ships are best here. So like kelp beds, So you'll want a ship that is good in kelp beds. All it does is decrease the durability that it takes away from your ship. So if you were to put a kelp ship in like a really rough waters area instead of a kelp bed area, it's going to take more damage than it normally would have. You understand? So just match your symbols, but right away you're only going to have the one ship. And I'm not going to overcomplicate this thing for you guys. All right. Next, we have our manor. Our manor, like I said, this is where you can put structures in or outfits to basically give you simple buffs. There's unlockables here, like Seashore, which basically gives you more options for decoration. That's really what most of this is. The farming site is going to be a place that you end up unlocking that has like stashes of copper ore, where you're going to get your iron ore and trees, things like that, right? You're basically going to be able to farm there, right? As said, right? This is pretty simple. You eventually get structures that you can place inside your mansion, and it gives you specific buffs, whether that be decreasing cost of research, increasing time of research, increasing efficiency or probability of success on your station, stuff like that. Pretty simplistic, right? Nothing super hard to worry about. Just make sure if you have a bunch of them to kind of dig around and see. See, I currently have none, but as you get further in the game, you're going to start stockpiling quite a bit of them, and so just kind of make sure, like, to come back in here and check and make sure the ones that you have equipped are the ones you want equipped. I like to check it, or I should say the best tip that I've gotten is to check it every time you come here just to be safe, right? Pretty simplistic. So then we have these last two here, right? So training camp is for when you have multiple other characters. The training camp is going to be good for when you have multiple other characters, and the other characters have to be 2 levels or more below your highest level character, right? So if you have a level 50 character, you can only use you can only put your other characters who are 2 levels below that. So basically, if you are a level 50 character, or say 54, right? You can only put a level 52 character in the training ground, and it's just passive XP. That's what it does, okay? It's nothing to fret about right now. It's passive XP for your other characters. The kick is they have to be 2 levels below your current character, okay? Simplistic. Now, this is probably where you're going to spawn whenever you come to your island. And if you come down here, this is where you're going to have all of your merchants, okay? There's going to be several merchants here. You can do special exchange, roster resource exchange, things like that. So basically, like, oh, you want this crafting recipe? You need this many seals. You want this crafting recipe? You need this, blah, blah. Pretty simplistic. Same thing over here. Pretty basic stuff, right? Now, your merchant is going to change, and it will tell you here, obviously, I'm sure you guys have seen that, when they are going to leave, right? So, for instance, click on this guy. Let's see what he's got. So, for 300 adventurous seals, I can get the model of Lutera's sword, right? A model of Lutera's sword, and it's just a report item, right? I can give it to an NPC, and they're going to get like report XP, right? Pretty simple. Sometimes the merchants suck like this, and other times they'll actually come with really good loot. So I wouldn't just go around and buy everything out of every merchant that shows up. Save up your coins and wait for things that are actually useful. It's pretty straightforward, guys. Like this whole Stronghold thing, so many people I've noticed take this way too seriously, and they honestly have left me asking more questions than I came into the video. Like, well, why is that? Why is that? Why is that? Why would I want to do it this way? So I took my own time and was like, okay, I just need to sit down, figure everything out, and go with it. So one last thing over here, as you can see on your map, there is today's feast, which once you complete a certain quest, you're actually going to get your own personal chef over here for you and your party. And basically, he'll be spawning right here. And what the chef is going to do is he's going to allow you to purchase, as long as you have the ingredients and the currency, certain buffs for your character, right? Like a feast, right? So some of them will give you like plus 500 in vitality, strength, and dexterity, or plus 500 in armor, plus 500 in attack damage, things like that, right? It's just going to give you buffs that last a lot longer than normal. So they'll last for 2, 3, 4 hours sometimes. So he's pretty useful. He's more of a late game thing. I don't see a lot of people my level really like using this guy to like his full advantage, mainly because you're just not going to have the resources early on. He's definitely more of a late game thing. But yeah, I genuinely think that's everything you need to know about your stronghold. When we leave here, I'm going to leave here quick just to kind of show you what I mean. So if you want to leave your island, you can perform the Song of Escape. It'll take you right back to where you were. Keep that in mind. So we're going to load up here quick. Right. So as you can see, if you go into your Adventurer's Tome, open up your sheet music, you can actually move these down, right? So if you want the Song of Return, you can scroll and drop it down into 6, 7, 8, 9. What I've done is I've taken the Song of Hearth and Home and put it in my 9 slot. That's all I did. So now anytime I want to go to my stronghold, I press 9. And we'll go back to our stronghold, right? Anytime I press 8, we can escape, right? And it just brings you back to where you were. Obviously, I can't right now. It's on cooldown. But another way to get out is to simply open up your map, right-click, and it'll take you. You can go to any location that you have a triport at. So, say I wanted to go to East Lutera, click on the castle, and I can select one of the triports. But anyways, guys, that is all I have for this video. I hope it helped clear up some things. If you do have any other further questions about your stronghold, anything like that, please just let me know down in the comments below, and I'll try to answer as many questions as I possibly can. But anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.
I lost my best friend to 23. She left her body in Harvard above me.